Hi, I'm Dave with Counselor Magazine, and I'm joined by Jack Mintz from the University of Calgary. Jack is one of our guests here at the first ever ASI Canadian Power Summit. Jack, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
So it's good to have you. So let's talk first, Jack, about the state of the Canadian economy. Where have things been and where are things today?
Well, the economy actually didn't do too badly during the financial crisis. In fact, we did have a bit of a recession, but it wasn't all that serious. Housing prices kept up. In fact, today Canadians are wealthier than they were in 2008. So we have a good story to tell in that regard. But we have had somewhat of a slowdown because we're very much affected by the rest of the world. We are heavily exposed to the U.S. market. Asia is becoming more important to us, and as a result, we're sensitive to what happens around the world.
Sure. How about some markets for growth? Again, we have an audience of promotional products folks here, always looking for marketing opportunities. What markets, industries do you see as good for growth? And maybe what's industry that folks might not think of that you think is poised for growth?
Well, first of all, the Canadian economy is still very much a commodity-based economy. So the three commodity industries, oil and gas, mining, and forestry, I think still have a good future ahead of them. Particularly with respect to energy, we have a huge expansion going on in the oil sector that will be product getting out of Canada. But as a result, there'll be a lot of incomes growing in especially the western part of Canada, as well as in the east, particularly Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. If you look at mining, very strong in Ontario, very strong in Quebec, very strong in British Columbia. Mining, I think, will have a resurgence. It's kind of in the doldrums right now, but I think as we get more recovery around the world, commodity prices will go up in mining, and I think that industry will also do well. And forestry, I think, is the most interesting one. It's had a very bad period, especially with the downturn in the housing market in the United States. A lot of forest product was going out to the rest of Asia, but now with the recovery of housing in the United States, I think the forest industry is going to do well. So that is very important, again, in British Columbia and in Ontario.
Okay, so we'll look out for forestry in the future. I'm going to put you on the spot, Jack, and I'm going to ask you to make some predictions for the next 6 months into 2014. What do you think will happen economy-wise in Canada?
Well, I think the prediction is actually kind of not great growth right now, but actually I think that it's going to be better than people think. And partly that's because the U.S. economy is strengthening, particularly in the private sector. In fact, even with the slow growth going on in the government sector in the United States, I think that's going to be a help in terms of dealing with their deficits and debt problems that are now in the United States. And so actually, I think the U.S. economy is going to grow better than what some people are expecting. That's going to be good for Canada. Also for Canada, I think we're going to get a positive decision over Keystone, where it will be built. I think you're going to see that a lot of the discounting problems that had affected Canadian growth is going to go away. And then I think that growth coming out of Asia, which is not as good as or as strong as it was, but I think it'll be supporting a lot of industries in Canada.
Okay. Jack Mintz, the optimist. Thanks very much for your time, Jack, and thank you as always for watching ASI TV.